Welcome to another episode of Puro Pinche Sports. I'm your host, Garza, and tonight with me is my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the debate king himself. He is Milton Wynn. What's going on, brother?
Hey, greetings, everybody, and greetings, Jose. Jose, how you
Yes,
doing? And thank you for having me, dude.
of course, brother, of course.
Happy to talk ball with you,
Oh, yes,
sincerely.
sir. As you said coming into the chat, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Hope everyone's
Yes.
doing good out there. Watch your cheeks because the people are repinching. So, especially if you know who's out there. Yep, there he is. You know who? Angel. He be
Oh,
pinching people.
oh, he
What up,
does,
brother?
right? Shout out to Angel, man. Shout out to Angel.
Oh man, it's gonna be a fun night, fun, good day indeed. St. Patrick's Day is here, but will does not leave us without some MMA news, some NFL news, some good shit for us to talk about. But Milton, I guess before we start the episode, before we officially go into the topics, can you name in the last week one good thing that's happened for you, brother, or one positive message you got out there for the people that you'd like to share? I know it's out of the blue. I know I didn't prep you for this, but you got anything, brother?
I would say, well, good news is I started a job again. I've been unemployed for a month, and that sucked. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm just grateful for that, though.
Noise, noise.
Yeah, not doing anything. Well, doing stuff, but not being, I would say, as productive as possible. Yeah, it kind of wears you out in a ironic sense. But nonetheless, positive is I'm very happy now. Super, super happy now.
That's good, brother. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Uh Angel's positive news is, yo, why I get banned for saying deck for president? Not banned here. Wherever else you got banned for that.
Where?
Well, do you blame them? Were you at his ex fiance's house? What were you doing?
Or
What
what
were you up
was
to,
it?
Angel?
Ah, but Jose, how are you doing, man? Thank you for asking me, by the way.
Of course, man. Of course. I'm doing good, brother. I'm going good, feeling blessed as always. So nothing but positive vibes coming on this side here.
Yeah.
So as far as anything different, nothing much. Just ended up celebrating my boy's birthday this past weekend. Other than that,
Pow, pow, pow. What happened?
around
What
good
did you
times.
do?
We went to some place called Elsewhere 2. It's up by 1604. Just hanging
What
out,
is it?
shooting shit. I don't know, it's
Elsewhere
just
too. What is
a
it?
beer garden, just a chill place to hang out.
Elsewhere too.
Yeah.
Oh, dope, dope.
Ah, Angel, that makes sense. In a different stream, you were saying I was trolling political streams for Dak for president.
What?
You know
What?
what?
What? What kind of stream did you get banned off of?
Dak for president. That was a political stream.
No,
He said,
no. Which? What kind of stream was it? What side was it? I
was
want to
it?
know.
Were you talking shit to the right, to the left? Does
Right.
it matter? Do you want to stick it up both candy asses? It doesn't matter to me, honestly. With you.
Amen. Amen.
Joe's in the
Town.
house. Let's go,
Okay.
Team USA. We know the
USA. USA.
World Baseball Classic Finals is today. It's on right now. I think Venezuela's up 1-0. So get it together, USA. What do they pay you all those millions for?
Whoa. That's
Alex says he'll be on in 15 minutes. Ooh, let's see. That's true. But yeah, what up, fellas? What up, Joe? Joe, did you go to Lucha last night? Did you have a good time? If you did, hope you were safe out there, brother. But nonetheless, Milton, let's go ahead and let's get started to some football talk to start it
yeah.
off. And then later on tonight, guys, as you see it for the title, we'll be talking about some MMA stuff later on. But for the NFL talk, let's go ahead and talk about today's big news, which
Yes.
is the Miami Dolphins have traded wide receiver Jalen Waddle to the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix gets finally his premier weapon. Oh, now it's 2-0 for Venezuela. Oh shit. Well, sucks to suck.
Oh, well, yeah. Get it
But
together. Come on.
right.
All right, good.
But
Good.
Jalen Waddle gets his shit together. Bo Nix gets his wide receiver,
Mm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Miami continues to dismantle the old
Rip it,
regime.
rip it apart. Ripping
Rip,
everything apart, man. For
ripping it
sure.
apart, not allowing themselves to stick with the old, and somehow, some way, they're still under the cap. So
Oh,
that is the
uh,
Miami Dolphin way.
mhm.
Um, but here we are, Milton. The Bo
With
Nix
that
has got
one,
his guy. Go ahead, go ahead.
mhm. Let me ask you. Let's start it off funny. With with the with the Denver side, I think me and you would agree that we were probably scratching our heads on why Denver wasn't doing anything, right? So far, like why aren't they doing anything? And now they get Jalen Waddle, biggest splash, like comparable to any of the wide receiver free agents. What do you think this move proves about Denver? Specifically, Sean, I know you have your whatever with Sean Payton, but what do you think it shows? Because I it's very intriguing. I would say that, but what do you think it shows?
Well, we're getting into winners and losers later on for free agency. And one of the biggest things that I was going
Okay.
to come into this episode was how Denver was one of the biggest losers because all they did was re sign like 3 or 4 players and got nobody
Oh,
from a different team. Now they've
mhm.
changed it up. Now they've made some splash. Now my boy
Right.
Trigger Trey Parker can be a little happy, can look for some little satisfaction for the 2026 season. But
Mhm.
before that, I would say they were looking bad. But now what it tells me, Milton, even after like a guy like a Dre Greenlaw go walk away for free,
Uh,
I
yeah,
mean they just released him
rough.
back
It's
to
a
the
bit rough.
Niners.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what it tells me is they felt they were just one piece away.
Mm,
And what I would like to tell all Denver Broncos fans, you were not just one fucking piece away. You are a
mm.
long way still. Now look, respectfully, I've said it
Okay.
before, I said it again. It might have been different if your boy Bo was in the game in the AFC Championship game. Maybe they would have won. Maybe I don't know. We'll never know.
Mhm.
But that's not why y'all struggled all year long with the second easiest schedule of the season. You were having tight battles with what was it? The Raiders, both games, the Giants, and that was after
Mm,
what Malik Neighbors went down. I think even Cam maybe had the game or something like that. So you were not just one piece away, but it's an improvement. Obviously, it is a much needed service
for sure.
because with one of the downsides to being a Denver Bronco fan is watching your team being one of the worst drop rates or
Mm,
highest drop
yeah.
rates of the season this
Right.
past season.
Right.
Cortland
Good
Sutton, I
point.
said last year going into the season, he's a low end wide receiver one. People looked at me, he's like, what are you
Sure.
talking about?
No,
What are
you're
you
right.
talking
You're right.
about?
Honestly.
But he's on the older side. He's not as fast. He's
Hmm.
not as explosive. He's not that guy. Jaden
Yep.
Waddle provides that for you. Young man going into the 6th year. I believe he's only going to be 27 years old or whatnot. So that is going to give a burst. Now,
For sure.
there's going to be some cuts. You're going to lose some players. You might lose a Mims. You might lose a Franklin. You might lose something. I don't know
Right.
what exactly, but you're going to have to
Mhm.
make some moves because as much as I know some of you Denver Broncos fans love your wide receiver room is okay. But nonetheless, it is an improvement. Does it prove anything? No, because obviously in the end, defense is probably what's going to carry this team. And I mean, Ufanga's still there.
Right.
PS2
The
still
defense is
there.
still good. It's
Still really
just I
good.
think they're now more prepared, just in case it gets that way. They're like, okay, well, we got Waddle now.
They got a true wide receiver one now, and
Right.
Waddle
For
finally
sure.
gets
For sure.
himself out of the shadows of a Tyreek Hill because prior
Mm,
to Tyreek Hill being there, he was a solid wide receiver one, young, growing, and other stuff like that. But he was solid, and now he can finally get that chance where he can be the guy, or Sean Payton could just root it all. I don't know.
mm, for sure. I agree with most of that for sure. With the Miami side, real quick, it was a reasonable move for them overall, right? It sounds crazy to say that, but we don't have to get onto what they're doing in free agency. Just stick with the Waddle part because I got a
Yeah,
lot to say about them, but not just Waddle. You kind of get what they got a good uh, package back as far as first
yeah,
rounder, et cetera, right? I think they still got a win out of that for where they're at.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, so Milton, we got an interesting question by our boy Joe, and he didn't put it in the chat. He put it in our text thread earlier today, and he asked, "Does this make Denver the AFC favorites as
No,
because of this trade?" And agreeably, I
no,
agree with you. I know you just said no. I don't think it makes them the
mm,
favorites. There's no
no.
reasonable, logical reason to say it makes them the favorites because that's just one move. They didn't make any other moves. There's
Right.
some other pieces that it still
And
need
they
to be
lost
covered.
pieces. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we don't
I'm with
know.
you.
So doesn't mean I know what the answer is for AFC favorites because there
Well,
shouldn't be
it's
a
too
real
early.
solid favorite.
You're right. It's too early.
Yeah.
Let's see how the whole team shapes up, and then you could push that narrative. Sure. Gotta wait though. Not just because Waddle. No, I agree with you. No.
Yeah. But if you're Malik Willis right now and you walked into the room
Two.
last week saying, I got Waddle, I got Achan or ATN, I don't know how you want to pronounce it.
Yeah, you
Apparently.
got it. You got it first.
Uh, you lose that. Now you just have HN and your wide receiver room is blah. How do you feel if
2-2.
you're Malik Willis?
That I really want to wait on winners and losers for this part,
Okay.
but I will answer it without messing that up. I feel bad. I'll just say that. Just say that.
Well, let's remember they signed Jalen Tolbert and Tutu Atwell.
2-2 number one.
Oh.
No offense to Tutu.
I
By the
hope
way,
someone
I
I hope
love him.
someone brave enough in all the fantasy football out there is brave enough to draft him in the top 8 rounds.
2-2.
Tutu Atwell for round 8.
Imagine, and you never know. I'm not saying he's going to be good, but it would be really a funny scenario if that happened. I doubt it. I don't think. I don't think he's going to end up being number one. We'll see.
Angel says it was the left side political stream. He said I said that should be president, and I was trolling saying Trump 28.
Well, probably the Trump 28 pissed them off too. Both of them, maybe. Angel.
Joe says the
Careful,
Bills
man.
were close to getting Waddle last season before the trade deadline, but they didn't want to give
True.
up a first in this year's draft. Mistake. Brandon B made a mistake. I think if that's all you needed for your playoff push, as far as like just to give up this year's first, a late 20s pick, then yeah, you do it. Mid to late 20s, why not? For a young guy like that, cool.
Right.
Okay, let me ask you this for going off of that alone. Would you rather have young 27-year-old Jalen Waddle or I believe close to 30s, if not 30 already, DJ Moore?
Right. Oh, good question. I was actually, yeah, Waddle. Well, that was a
Yeah.
better move. That's a better move. Like, oh, first round. Well, I actually think what I've heard, and Jose, you watch more college ball than me, and Joe, anybody else watch much more than I do. I've heard this draft isn't that great. Isn't that great? Not saying the players won't end up being great, but it's just not that hype of a draft. And so if you give a first round in this draft, okay, I bet you that's how they look at it. It's Jalen freaking Waddle.
Depending on
The
what you
reward.
need, it's like depending on what you need kind of draft.
But they don't need a lot. And that's yeah. Okay, I get you.
I'm saying just a joke, yeah, because we'll be watching the
Right. I'm
draft next
following
month.
you. Mm-hmm.
So is it the sexiest? No, obviously, like the lottery picks will be big. My boy Trey is in the house. He's very happy as a Denver Bronco fan.
Shout out.
Very happy to get his guy. Trey, solid
That's right.
10-7 season. Nonetheless, just kidding.
How dare you? But that's
Sorry,
good. That was a dish.
11-6.
That's a good dish.
11-6.
That's a good dish.
It's
Trey,
like
that is a good
it's a
dish.
playoff team. It might not
That's as
be
bad as
generous
it
right
gets.
now.
That's as
Wow.
bad as it gets.
Let's see what else do we have here. Angel says the Dolphins been rebuilding since 05. Milton, do you remember the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game?
You have the answer?
I do.
Last time the Dolphins won a playoff game. Ooh, it's right there. Hold on. Could I get a hint? Don't eat just a hint, please. So I could snap.
I don't know what hint I could give you.
It's
What else
not a good
point date.
hint. Okay. The year.
The 21st century.
Thanks a lot, dude. I appreciate it. Oh, just go ahead and tell me. I won't.
December of 2000. December 30th
Mm.
was the last time they won a playoff game. 25 plus years ago. The Dolphins.
You know who the quarterback was?
Oh, that's a great question.
That's what I was thinking of because I remember seeing the picture of him.
Jay, what the fuck's the last name?
Was it?
Fielder?
No, was it?
Felder?
Nah. Wait, hold on. Damn it.
Jay. No, yeah, Jay Fielder.
Jay Felder. Is his name?
Yeah.
Who the heck is that? Okay, that was not the person I was thinking of.
Trey says, rumor, we are going after Cam Jordan too. That would be nice. That would be a reunion for Sean Payton.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, what a Bo Nix. Who they say he's not Drew Brees. I'm just saying mimics-ish. I'm not saying
he's Drew Brees with the bad shoulder, but the bad elbow, whatever you want to go with.
How dare you? Hey, relax.
You're both sexuals.
He deserved better. He deserved better.
He got us into the AFC Championship game. He did fine. He's good
for sure.
But it'd be interesting what happens. Obviously, with Cam Jordan, he is still a tradable option, but he might be more closer to the draft date trade. But we're only 1 week after the free agency started, so plenty of time.
Yeah.
Angel, what are you saying? Dude, the Bills should sign my goat Alex, the professor, since his ass don't want to be in the streams anymore.
That's what I'm talking about, Angel. Just call him out. Call him out.
Alex is like every edge rusher the Bills sign. Show up for the big cat. They get the big cash, but they don't show up for the games. Von Miller, now Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb's going to be hurt a lot. I don't think that was a good signing. But it's
basically the same. You're getting another Joey Bosa, but probably fits your scheme a little bit. A bit.
Yeah, with the Von Miller pay though that you gave him. Remember 6 years, and like 112 million or something like that.
Right. Oh yeah. I'm looking at the contract now. Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the Jalen Waddle news, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. If you had to way too early predict now, Milton, how high of a wide receiver 1 ranking type season do you think he'll have with the Broncos?
Very good question. Okay. Very good question. How would he rank? I think I would predict way too early. Way too early, actually. Let's add another way in there. Top 10. I said it.
Top 10 breakout type season.
I think the defense, I'm saying way too early because if they don't do nothing else with the defense, I think that's what Sean Payton's banking on. He's like, all right, the defense is going to give up a little bit more, still be good, but give up more. But we're going to also get more. You know, that's my way too early, though. Way too early.
Okay. I can respect that move. I can respect that for sure. Guys, also, please don't forget, give me that like, give me that subscribe button. Share it as well to all the people out there. We do truly appreciate it. Milton, as far as for Denver, Jalen Waddle, I'll give him a top half of a season. Let's say top 15. I'll be kind about it. I think Jalen Waddle's been hibernating. I think he's been waiting for this chance to finally break out. Say fuck this Tyreek Hill shit. Let me go at it. It'll be interesting though if Tyreek Hill does sign with the Chiefs. They'll re-sign with them and they'll back in the same.
That'll be pretty interesting because what the Chiefs are doing. Yep, I agree.
Yeah, 100%. Waddle has not hit 1,000-yard season since the 2023 season. So he is hungry. He is looking for that. So Bo, hope your ankle's better, your shin, all that good stuff. Hope you I know he just had a baby girl recently, right? Our child. So congrats to him. We'll see him back on the field with Waddle. Angel, what you got now? In one of the liberal streams,
oh God,
I said I would steal $5. And someone said, you that broke, you need to steal $5. I said, you that broke, you need it back.
He's here for a good time. I respect it, dude.
Vane had a channel. Y'all should all follow him for fun.
Please, and tell us what it is. I'll give you. I'll watch any day, dude.
All right. One bit of news that we got last week, which I think was it late Tuesday, Milton? I believe it was late Tuesday night, a day after our last stream, or our last football stream. The Max Crosby trade to the Baltimore Ravens was canceled due to a failed physical, wink, wink, which led the Baltimore Ravens and GM Eric DeCosta to signing Trey Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals as the new edge, 4 years, 112 million, 28 mil a year. Milton, how are you feeling about them canceling the Crosby trade and just taking all their picks back and getting Hendrickson?
Man, one, it made me very interested in how bad is the Crosby injury, because I really want to know that. Because if we're proven wrong on exactly what I'm about to say and probably how you feel, then they were right. But anyways, I would say my first reaction was, I don't know what Baltimore's doing. I have no clue. That is okay. I don't like it. I don't like them backing into that and then trying to hurry up and get it's another pass rusher in Hendrickson, an older Hendrickson. They just is coming off of an injury like Crosby, but Crosby I think has a bit more upside than Hendrickson, which is a very good debate, by the way. But yeah, very confused by Baltimore, and I did not like it. Wouldn't grade it well.
Yeah. So look, I know most teams trade, they probably just go ahead and pass a physical just to make, we all knew that if any real physical Max Crosby would take right now, he'd fail for anything. But if you really want him, if you believe he'll be there for you throughout the remaining of his contract and et cetera and all that stuff, then you pass him because that's what you'll do. This is obviously a deliberate choice by the Baltimore Ravens. Maybe they saw something in his ligaments. Maybe they're like, I don't like it for year, let's say 3 of the stint with the Ravens, because he has 4 years left with the contract, I believe. Let's say they didn't like it for years 3 and 4. Well, do you want to give up those 2 first-round picks? I already lost Linderbaum to that team, oddly enough.
They lost a lot. They lost a lot.
I lost to a lot of guys who love Harbaugh John Harbaugh so much they went to New York.
That too. Yeah.
So what do I feel? Do I feel like this is worth it? And truth be told, if you don't feel comfortable, and let's say if you had buyer's remorse, then I think Baltimore has every right to go ahead and veto this. I have actually no problems with the decision to do this, because why commit to something if you got a 30-day return policy? But you don't like something after the fact, and you figure out, oh shoot, this other guy, this maybe Temu version, maybe just a little cheaper, but could be almost as serviceable. Maybe I'll just go ahead and take that, and I get my picks back. I get my money back, so I could go ahead and fill up the holes that I lost in the free agency. I get it. It's not a beautiful tactic. It's not one that I would recommend everyone to doing. But if you can do it legally, then do it. They didn't do anything wrong. It's shady business.
Yeah,
but they didn't do anything wrong.
No, I think they did anything wrong. No. Unless Las Vegas doesn't know what they're doing, that's why I just, and that could be true because the freaking Raiders. I mean, it could be true. I just don't. I don't think that's it. So that's why I'm real hesitant with the Ravens making those decisions. It's like, what did you see that you got cold feet? Bring them on.
Let's bring in the Professor Alex Cruz, the man who's like every edge rusher for the Buffalo Bills, gets paid big money, never shows up. No, I'm just kidding, Alex.
What's going on, brother? What's going on, dude?
What's up, man?
Now we're talking right now about the Max Crosby trade being vetoed. I obviously people are not happy with the decision Baltimore did, shady business and stuff like that. What did you feel about the decision from the Baltimore Ravens to veto the trade after the failed physical?
Uh, to be funny, probably um, it gives Lamar Jackson another excuse.
Oh,
but but no, I mean, obviously they probably saw something in the X-rays that they didn't like, and it was also reported that the Cowboys doctor didn't like something on that was in the MRI. So um, I don't I don't I'm not giving them that much backlash for it because obviously the doctors know what they're doing, and who are we to say that he'll be okay at the start of the season. Ultimately, it's gonna be what his process is right now. You cannot predict like the future, and that's not how business is run in the NFL. So um, I see why they vetoed it.
yeah. I also admit I'm not. I have no problems with them going ahead and returning it. If you got a 30-day return policy, you can do whatever you want. I do think that there probably was something in the MRI, something that they saw and they were just like little hesitant about. Uh,
Yeah,
but what I would if I'm anybody, would I prefer Max Crosby who's 3 years younger than Trey Hendrickson?
of course.
Absolutely. With the powerhouse that man is, of course I would
Mhm,
prefer that. But
mhm.
go ahead, Milton. I feel like you were gonna say something that you
Yeah, no, I want to ask you something. And Chi-Town, if Chi-Town shows up, him as well. If with this big if Crosby, let's say, plays next year, all games other than let's say one or two, and he plays at a very high
Mhm.
level, would you then consider, like, yo, what the heck were the Raven? What did the Ravens see? It would make it more like what? I don't think that was a good move.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, because like I said,
Hmm.
you're not the way football and the business is right now. Like if you do end up doing the trade and he does not end up working out and his knee's still jacked up, you're gonna be like, wow, what a dumb move they did. And then if he ends up playing great, that's I mean, you can't really hate on the Ravens for that either because ultimately you're gonna hate on them because they did the trade and he's still not ready. You know what I mean? Like it's not a win-win situation for them at all. And to me, I'd rather keep the money and not waste that much. I guess like the picks and all,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
save it for the future. I mean, obviously you want to win now, but if it comes to where you ultimately give up the farm for an injured player, you're never going to hear the end of it. And plus, it's a new regime. Um, I'm pretty sure they did not want to. Um, that's not a mistake they want to start off with.
Mhm. So I agree with everything both of you guys are saying. It's just what I mean is if the injury's not there, it's a bad look for Baltimore doing this
yeah. If he's
because
clean next
right,
year and
that's
he's
all I
back to
mean.
his beast
Even
mode,
if Baltimore is good, it would just be
yeah.
like, why did you even put that out there that you wanted him? You know
I mean,
what?
at the end, I don't think it's because I think they felt too overconfident with the fact of what they didn't see what were going to lose. They didn't see it. Apparently that's what happened because you make the trade sometime late the week before, like on Friday or
Hmm.
Thursday, something like that, and then legal tampering starts Monday, and Tyler Linderbaum is out. Isaiah Likely's out. All these other guys that you like probably had faith in, and then you've already promised to give up 2 first-round picks. Well, now you have a little buyer's remorse. Now you're just
Right? No,
like
I get it. I get it.
and
Right, right,
and I
right.
get it if he's in beast mode, if he can destroy because he's not the pass rusher that just goes for the quarterback. This is a guy who makes you lose tackles for loss. He gets the running
Yeah.
backs, he gets the fullbacks, he gets the wide receiver who's doing the jet sweep and all stuff like that.
Right.
So this is a highly talented guy, and you are downgraded when you are getting respectfully an older guy in Trey Hendrickson, because now that guy's a little more injury prone. Now that guy is 3 years older. You are saving about $7 million per year between the two contracts between Crosby and Hendrickson. So that's necessarily about $28 million overall.
Yeah.
But
Right.
honestly, and I get both guys got top 5 numbers and all that stuff, but when you realistically look at things, you want Crosby more than you want Hendrickson. It is going to look foolish on the Baltimore Ravens side of things to have given up on Crosby, but I think it would have been more. You would have looked more foolish if you allowed the Raiders to continue building this. What many are considering A plus offseason free agency so far for the Las Vegas Raiders, and they use that 14th overall pick to get some spectacular lineman or new edge rusher and shit like that.
Sure.
So, I think in the end they just got scared. New regime. It is what it is. But that is the process of the game, and Alex is right. Hindsight 6 months from now, 8 months from now, when towards the end of the next season, we'll know our answer. We'll know our answer if this was the right move or not. Early on, this probably wasn't because everyone would probably take Crosby over Hendrickson, but probably was. We just don't know yet. But right now, it don't look good because now who wants to negotiate with Baltimore?
Right.
That'll be it.
They kind of screwed themselves. That's all right.
Alex, any quick thoughts on the Jalen Waddle to Denver? We talked about it in the first segment, but I want to hear your thoughts overall about the trade.
I'm not like head over heels over it. I mean, he's just a speed burner. He still has a lot to add to his route tree. I mean, it's good for Denver. They obviously needed somebody like that, and they finally have somebody. But it's nothing to be like, oh my God, he's gonna turn the league on fire. Um, it's still to be decided. I still think Cortland might not Cortland. That receiving core is still like um, a question mark to me, even with Waddle. But it is an
What?
upgrade. Yeah.
With Pat Bryant, you don't like Pat Bryant?
I love Pat Bryant. He was great in Illinois. Yeah,
And
he
Marvin
was.
Mims?
Mims, I'm not too high on.
Yeah, well,
I
he's
like
like a one-trick pony, but still.
Pat Bryant's actually probably the best to me. Is the most talented receiver on that receiving core.
Right. But they have a lot. They're deep now, I would
They
say.
are. I mean, as far as being not truthfully like a number one, I don't even think Waddle is still up there yet. But I mean, like he's still like to me, he's like a one trick pony still. But
Damn.
yeah,
Come on.
he's a
No
burner.
way.
He's a burner. I mean,
But he's a first down getter too, though. So that's two
yeah, but
things.
he's not a guy that he's not a guy like Pat Bryan. He could do it all.
Oh,
He's a
you can't.
position.
And NFL wise, they. I get what you're doing. You're watching like tape wise, but
Yeah.
right now, I mean, Waddle's a
Pat
better
Bryant's
wide
also
receiver.
coming out from Illinois, Milton. If you remember, he's Chicago.
No, I didn't
Illinois,
know that. Okay, all right, Chi-Town. I don't want to hear it anymore. Then fine. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. If you want to go ahead.
Illinois, they play in Champaign, which is like 5 hours away from Chicago. It's still far. Northwestern is actually pretty close. Is closer, and Notre Dame.
Champagne.
But yeah, like I said, it's nothing too crazy. Obviously, it's good for Bo. It's good for the offense because they finally have another threat out there. But let's just see what they do right this season. Could he be a Michael Thomas in that Sean Payton's playbook? We'll see. Or even a Cooks. So we'll definitely see. But I like the move that they did. I saw that they gave up like a pretty good penny for him, right?
First, third, and a fourth.
First, yeah.
And they got a fourth in return, I think.
They got a better fourth, so basically first and a third, right?
but I mean, to be fair, they have to make a move because everybody in that division is getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and like I said earlier, like I reminded Milton, they didn't make a move in free agency. Like
Yeah.
Right.
they didn't bring
Right.
in nobody. So
And then Justin Fields is now the QB1 in KC.
mm, we weren't really going to talk about that until free agency winners and losers. But
Yeah, heck yeah.
yeah, I mean, look, hey, if he's QB1 for like the first month of next season, which is hilarious because Marcos talks shit on Fields forever. But
Oh,
then
that's so funny.
then Daniel Jones is definitely not coming back to like at least week 12 or past
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you'll be right. You'll be totally right.
Because
Yeah,
Achilles tear versus ACL tear is two different things,
for
fellas.
sure, for sure.
I will say this before we get into free agency winners and losers.
Mhm.
The Chiefs prepping themselves for a season where Patrick Mahomes may not start healthy is at least they're going in the right direction. Now, is the player the right fit? Probably not, but Andy Reid has a new kind of scheme that he can use to mess with people for at least the first month, 6 weeks of the season before Patrick Mahomes comes back. And a lot of people, including Nick Wright, has said, "Well, I've been waiting for kind of like a dual threat quarterback that I
Mhm.
could use a QB sneak where I don't mind them getting hurt and preserving Patrick Mahomes' knees.
Mhm.
So I can do more kind of trick plays like that." So Justin Fields probably fits that narrative a little more. Indy has yet to get themselves another backup QB in the
Yeah,
possible
they better.
chances that Daniel Jones doesn't play week one. I know he's optimistic that he'll play week one, but so was Aaron Rodgers that he could play week 18 the year he tore his Achilles. But
Well,
you
yeah,
know how that went.
that was absurd for him to even think that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's not Cam Akers. Cam Akers was able to do something like that, but Cam Akers is also young. And you saw how his career fell apart after that.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, but he did win a Super Bowl. Guys, we're going into Alex. I know you ask because I didn't know if you're going to be on tonight because you have stuff to do. But we are going to go ahead and grade winners and losers. As far as we're going to announce who we think won or lost the free
Mm.
agency. Uh, Alex, I'll let you go last since I don't want to put you on the spot right away. Um, Milton, would you like to start it off, or would you like me to start it off for who you believe is a winner and who's a loser in free agency so far?
Okay, yeah, I'll start. I'll go. Yeah,
All
I'll
right,
start.
cool.
Where do you want me to start? The winner and the loser, or how you want me to do it?
Whatever. If you want to go with whatever you want, brother. When you want to go with your winner, you want to go with your loser. It's cool with me. Either one. You know what? How about this? Let's start with losers, each of us, and then we'll
Sweet.
go into
Heck yeah.
winners. We'll go.
All right.
We'll go. Each go losers, and then later winners. So,
Gotcha.
what's
All
a
right.
loser
Now
for
I
you?
good. Biggest loser. Don't care what any of y'all say. Okay. Malik Willis. Biggest freaking loser. Not loser as in like he sucks. Loser as like I feel bad for him, loser. He's the loser of this whole free agency. You're going to Miami. I don't know what they told him. So I'll be fair and say that. And you're wondering, okay, well, you're getting rid of everybody, but I got Chan and Jalen Waddle. That's good. That's good. That's a good starting for a guy that wants to prove himself so he could get a long-term contract, right? And then Jalen Waddle goes to Denver, and you don't have a good offensive line, and your number one wide receiver now is Tutu Atwell.
Mm,
Yeah, that's crazy. And this is your prove it year.
yeah.
Otherwise, next year, when this the way that the contract looks, I could be wrong, but the way it looks is it's like a 1.5 year contract. 1 year,
Mm,
all right, it's going to be a bunch of guarantees. He gets all the money and all that. And if he balls, he's going to get a long term contract. If he doesn't, they're going to say, all right, yeah, get the hell out of here. We're going to go somewhere else. We got a lot of whatever they're going to have, picks and all that. So,
right.
yeah, I'm going to say Malik Willis. Not because he sucks, but he is in a very bad position now because we saw him with the bad offensive line in Tennessee. And what happened? So, okay, that's my loser.
Okay. How would you feel about when you call winners and losers? How would you feel about then in totality the Miami Dolphins?
I wouldn't call them losers. I get what they're doing.
Okay. So that's
Except
just
the
the player
Malik, like the
himself.
quarterback
Gotcha.
thing. Yeah, it's just completely Malik Willis. Because I
Okay.
get what they're doing. It's tear it all down. I don't understand getting Malik Willis even from their standpoint, but it's like, okay, well, we still have to sell tickets, So fair enough on that. For them, they're gonna suck though. But overall, long term, I get it.
Angel brought up a good point just now. That's actually in the football talks. By the way, Dolphins are losers because now they're 174 or 75 million in the dead cap for all the
It's
players
pretty
they've
funny.
released or traded.
But it's just now. They're getting it all out the way now. So fair enough.
For the shout out for our boy Joe Sports Mailman, I'll say Jerry Jones is actually a loser for this free agency right now. And I'll say to him individually, and then I'll actually bring up a team because I don't know how everyone here feels. I think Alex, I think we agreed upon it in our group chat. I didn't care so much for the Rashawn Gary trade, and actually trading away your two interior defensive linemen, I think is maybe an upgrade because you're trying to save money, but it's a downgrade because then what the hell did you sign them for not even that long ago? You literally just gave a boost in contract. So I don't know. I feel like this is a losing offseason so far for the Dallas Cowboys. You have yet to re-sign George Pickens. You're supposedly were in talks for the Max Crosby trade, and your own doctor says don't do it. So for Jerry Jones, you are a loser in this situation. And as far as a team in general, I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars. You lose Devin Lloyd in free agency, and you only have one re-signing, which is for your cornerback Brown. So you're not even doing anything really to improve the team. I know you don't have that much cap space, but you didn't do anything. Like I was going after Denver for a while. They already would have been on this list before the Jalen Waddle trade, but you did nothing. You let Devin Lloyd walk, and you've only re-signed one player that was already on your roster. So as a team, they are losers, and Jared Jones individually is a loser. Rich loser though. Rich loser. Alex, do you have any losers on your side before we go into the winners?
Yeah, Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm.
Yeah, the
Want
biggest
to hear it?
Yeah.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
Talk to it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean they could have made some moves, especially in the defense side of the ball, and they were I guess hoping that the young core that they did draft last year is going to turn a corner this next coming season. But uh, yeah, they are getting no help for Joe Burrow on the defensive side of the ball,
Mm.
and that division, especially the Steelers, the Ravens, they are trying to get better. We know the Browns are still trying to figure out their new uh, their
Right.
new
The whole new
staff.
regime.
Yeah, so I get it, right? So I'm not gonna get to be too harsh on them, but with the Cincinnati Bengals, they've had the same regime since I think the year they went to the Super Bowl, and they have yet to come close to.
I don't even feel like Zach Taylor's in the hot seat for them. They have yet. I don't think they even feel like they're going to
No,
want to fire him. I
they're-
think he's a
mean,
lifer.
I mean, he does do some good things on the offensive side of the ball, but like,
That's it.
man, yeah, I mean,
Maybe. Well, it has to
it's
be something. He ain't dysfunctional. He's competent.
yeah.
So,
No, he's
as a
just
head coach,
he's
I'm with you. I'm
no
with you, Jose. But
Milton.
just
He's
something.
the Jason Garrett of the AFC.
It's pretty funny. Okay, like offense is always looking good, right? Okay, yeah, I
and
like
you
that.
have incompetent
Sure,
defense,
but
and
sure,
you're just
okay.
clapping on the sidelines. You're just a clapper. You're doing nothing.
That's Zach Taylor. Yeah. Even when he tries to discipline the
Mhm.
guys, you could see the lack of respect. And this is me
Come on, guys,
assuming.
get together.
It doesn't look like it's there.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, Chi-Town, real quick. It's kind of pushed back a little bit, but it's really I want to get because I like some of the moves that I don't like Jonathan Allen just because I mean he had a off year in Minnesota that didn't work. He's older. Yeah, I just don't think that's going to work. So I could see that. But Brian Cook, he's a good safety. And Boy Mafe is a decent pass rusher. So at least they're like trying to do something. I don't think they'll be better overall because Hendrickson's gone, but they're at least like trying.
There
They
were
don't have a lot of money anyway, though, right? But
there was names out there though that went for cheaper that they could have got, and
yeah,
especially in the secondary where they need help, and
right,
looking at all the people that went in the secondary in this free agency, um,
right.
they could afford some people, and that it was just shocking to me that a team like Cincinnati couldn't try to bring them in. And I think one thing that you could use as a point to bring in like free agents is our offense is really good. Look at the people we have on offense. We just need a couple playmakers on defense, and that would probably be a selling point to a free agent, and they couldn't even do that. And it's just bad. I'm like, wow.
Angel said, asking me, "Are you a Bills fan, Jose?" I could be wrong. Really, Angel? Really?
Really?
You just want your comment up here. You just want a reason to have the comment back up here. You're freaking crazy. You know who I cheer for. Come on, dog. It's all over my damn room here.
Yeah.
Said to him, Milton. Angel said Milton is officially better than Dak Prescott. Damn, that's high praise, Milton.
Okay. What? That is a Angel. I'll always remember this day. I appreciate that, man.
There you
Super
go.
nice.
That's high
Man.
praise. All right, guys. Let's
That's
go
high
into
praise.
free agency winners.
Yeah, let's do it.
Milton, I'll go ahead and let you kick it off. Who do you have as a winner, as player, team? What do we got as winner here?
Where'd I put it? Hold on. Let me. Come on. I'm going to say. Let me start it off with the team because I messed up. I didn't put a team. All right, I'm gonna do a team just, and this because the easy ones are is gonna go out, so I'll just let those be said. The Minnesota Vikings. I don't know if y'all disagree. I would love to hear it because I just want to get how you don't see the positive with Minnesota with Ken O'Connell. Minnesota having a bad year. They went 9-8. You know what I mean? And Kyler Murray, you get Kyler Murray over for what, a million, a 1.5 or something like that, something very low, and the upside is crazy. Like the floor is the wildest part. We had never seen, like, when we look at the floor. Jose, you heard me say this maybe 2 weeks ago. When we look at the floor of Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, and these guys, the floor is really bad. That's why they had that name. Kyler Murray's floor isn't bad. It's like, oh, he's inconsistent. Ah, man, why did he make that decision? That was a bad decision. But that's the worst. It's not like he's going to throw 3 picks, 4 picks. That he's just going to have games like that. That's not a Kyler Murray thing, or his work ethic, quote unquote. But with Minnesota, adding Kyler Murray and getting what they got in the offseason, which wasn't a lot, but with their cap space, I thought was brilliant. Yeah, so the Minnesota Vikings really did well for themselves, maybe because of expectations. We knew how much money they were in the negatives. So it was like, they're not going to do anything. They're just going to either bank with JJ and that's it. You know what I mean? But they've actually done pretty good for themselves, especially with the Kyler Murray effect. If it hits, we're talking about a playoff winning team. I ain't saying Super Bowl, but they'll win like a game in a playoff or two. So yeah, Minnesota Vikings is my answer for that.
I mean, I guess I give you an answer. I don't really have necessarily a pushback because I'm not really like, but I'm also not seeing how they're the biggest winners. I get it. Kyler Murray is nice. Alex has been a big fan of him. He's always vouched for him every year. But now he's going into a whole different system, and now it's, will he play ball? Will he? I mean, some of us will probably say he has to.
He has to.
But
he has to, dude.
But now because of how Sam Darnold succeeded over in Seattle, and we'll see how he plays this year without Clint Kubiak, right?
Right. Even last year.
There's going to be questions about, well, was it KOC? Was he really a QB guru? or is this more like it's the players just developing and yada yada yada? So we'll see.
Hmm.
They didn't make many moves. Kyler Murray is obviously felt like a given. Alex, if I'm not mistaken, he was a Vikings fan growing up. He loved Brett Favre.
Yeah,
He was devastated
yeah.
about that
Everything's
stuff.
dope about it. Kevin O'Connell, everything. It seems that well, this is me seeing the best outlook of it.
Mm.
Kyler in Arizona, there was not a lot of motivation. Arizona sucked. Sorry to say it. Sorry to say it. I know Chi-Town, you thought they were going to be good last year. I got it, but they weren't. You know what I mean? But in years past, he was the only reason that team can be good or not. It
Yeah,
seemed like. And I don't think he was challenged enough offensively from respectable heads, if I can say that, where it pushed them enough. You're looking at a guy that is, what is he, like 5'9", 5'10", and was the
Yeah,
number one overall pick as a quarterback. You have to be outrageously good to be number one overall as a quarterback that tall. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm so high on the move. Just because how low risk it is. $1 million for Kyler freaking Murray.
and
That's
he was also
crazy.
he was also drafted in the MLB draft too.
Right. I'm just saying the talent level, he's an
Yeah,
all-time
talent's
talent,
there.
right?
Yeah,
All-time talent. All time. Even if he doesn't end up like, let's say he has a good year or two in Minnesota and sucks at the rest or gets hurt or whatever. Just still the talent wise, he's gonna go down as an all-time talent because of that exact thing that Chi-Town just said. And also Chi-Town might appreciate this. I really think the underrated move that they got as a deal was James Pierre, the
yeah.
corner that played at Pittsburgh. He played
hmm
pretty freaking well at Pittsburgh, and so it's like they need they need a good corner. Brian Murphy's cool, but you know he's a slot corner. He's like a nickel corner. So, anyways, yeah, that's I just think there's nothing but good that can come out of everything Minnesota did this offseason. Now, as far as biggest winners, fair enough, Jose. I'm pretty sure y'all are going to name bigger winners. I just think this is a team that nobody's saying
yeah,
has done so well, even though they haven't done a lot. Fair enough, but I think they did just the right moves, especially for what they had, what little they
Yeah.
had to be able to make moves. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I can feel the passion. You're feeling confident about all the
Yeah.
sightings. So I don't hate it out there for you. I think I feel like it's almost like a foregone conclusion, and that it helps because they had the most money, even with the trade, I guess, or video trade. It's still Las Vegas Raiders. Yes, they might have
Mhm.
overpaid for Tyler Lindenbaum.
That's fine.
Yes,
That's
they
fine.
definitely paid for Jed Naylor. But you
Yeah.
get a young guy like N'Kobe Dean, who has been progressing the last 2 years, not all 4 years in Philly, but he's progressed very well the last 2 years. You, oddly enough, you get back, I guess it's an offseason move. You get back Max Crosby, and now you're feeling a little more confident in actual competing. Now, they could always still move off Max Crosby, and we can see off of the stuff like that, but I feel for the progress, for what they've gotten in return and stuff like that, I feel at least Fernando Mendoza isn't going to die his rookie year as much as I felt before all these moves. I also didn't think Tyler Linderbaum was going to end up being a Raider. I thought he was probably going to go somewhere more north, but nonetheless, good shit for the Raiders. As far as any individual player that might, I feel probably won or anything like that. Um, what's a solid ass winner for one person who is just the happiest kid in the world? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you could name a few. I guess the one that sticks out to me was the biggest sighting last week. He's a winner as far as what he got, not a winner for overall. But I haven't talked about it. Daniel Jones, 2 years,
Okay.
100,
It
two
was.
years, basically
I'm with you.
$100 million.
I'm
He
with
got
you.
he got the bag, and just like the previous bag he got, it was on a
Yep.
1 year prove it deal that
Right.
he got it all. Would I have given
Mhm.
him a bag? No, but he won. He's fleecing these guys like a Kirk
Mhm.
Cousins style. So that's a
Yeah.
win. That I mean,
Him. Him
he's
or
not happy.
Pierce.
He's not
Both
happy.
of them. Both of
Yeah,
them have a dub. They got a dub. I think the Colts have an L because of that. Fair. It's going to sound crazy, but Pierce himself he got a
yeah. He got his
pretty
money,
good dub
29
there
million a year. So
for for potential.
Yeah,
Remember this.
so those
Yeah.
guys are gonna be happy as individually they're winners, but the team success was success. Alex, you got any winners for your side?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be a homer for sure. I like the moves that Chicago did for sure. Um,
Ooh, let's talk about them.
yeah, the whole the defense is pretty much gone. The only one that I probably would have wanted to keep was Brisker, but other than that, I mean, those moves had to happen, and we're now like no longer under the cap. They let go. The DJ Moore move is opening now for. It's a lot better for Colston Loveland. Roman Doomsday and Luther Burton are now the key guys on
Right.
offense.
Yep.
Um, uh, and the biggest like knock for the Bears was losing their center in
Yeah.
early retirement, and then Ryan Poles right away does a he flips the script right away and starts looking right into the offensive line and pretty much gets a pretty good deal from the Patriots as far as
Oh, for sure.
our side.
Yeah,
Um,
Bradbury. Uh-huh.
yeah, Badbury,
He's okay,
and
but yeah,
yeah,
seventh rounder for sure. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
Back to
it's
NFC North.
it's a pretty solid move.
right.
They
Right.
they needed it, and they ended up getting it, and all the moves has been great. I mean, I like it. A lot of under the radar stuff. Nobody's been really talking about, so they're my big winners. I think the NFL has them pretty high too as far as offseason um, rankings or grades.
I know some
Probably.
list has somebody high and they should not be there. Chicago's okay. Let me ask you, Chi-Town, are you a bit concerned about your left tackle situation? Because you
So
bring back Braxton Jones and then you get Jedrick, what is it, Wills or Willis? You know who I'm talking about, the Cleveland guy. And
yeah,
they're basically kind of the same player and they both always get hurt. So
so
are you a bit
so
worried there?
Braxton actually was actually pretty solid. Um,
Okay.
his rookie year, and then his sophomore year, he took a little bit of a slump. But even the beginning of this year, he was playing well, and obviously he gets hurt. We ended up putting um, Natty Theo Benedict, who started a couple games, and he started struggling a little bit. And then we put in Ozzy Trapillo, who ended up uh, tearing up his leg in the game,
Yeah.
and that sucks. I mean, he looked like he was going to be the left tackle of the future, to tell you the truth. But then he ends up getting hurt, and now there was talks of like, is he even going to get a second contract here in Chicago because he wasn't a high draft pick, and it doesn't look like he's not gonna come back next year. I mean that injury takes like 12 months to recover.
Sure.
I'm hoping that Braxton Jones could come back to like how he was at the beginning of the year last year. There's just that Ozzy Trapilla started playing really good where he never got his spot really. He never got the spot back, and he was just they just kept him on the IR. So no, I don't even think they're gonna hit that in the draft because I think Ryan Poles is pretty much set in stone with his offensive line now. Um, and you know how Ben Johnson is now. Like Ben Johnson, right away when he got there, he tried to bring up that offensive line and construct it the way he wants it. And I think right now he's I think he's it's pretty solid for him right now.
Hmm. Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna change my big winner pick. It's not the Vegas Raiders. I'm sorry. I'm doing this now. I'm calling an audible. They are not the biggest winners. The biggest winners that I need to throw out there are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm I'm almost there with you, but I thought you would push back
Yeah,
on one thing.
yeah, that was my second team that I was gonna pick.
Yeah,
But
they're killing it.
He,
Yeah,
he reminded me with the Brisker move. He
yeah,
reminded me, and I was like, "Fuck, that's right. You got him for super cheap at $5
it's got
million."
really cheap.
dude,
So,
dude, that's
so,
crazy.
and there's a guy who was projected to go for like 3 years, 25 mil, 24 mil, and he freaking got nothing.
Man.
No, man. The reason, okay, so the reason I went back and went with them looking at everything is because they're doing everything right as if they had their quarterback ready, and we know they don't,
Right.
which is
Right.
sad. But to re-sign Asante Samuel Jr., who's a really good cornerback, I know he had neck issues, which is why he didn't really get signed until late last season. But he's
Right.
solid when he's super healthy. You trade for Michael Pittman Jr., a solid wide receiver too, to put right next to DK Metcalf. You go with Rico Dottle. You're basic. I know you're going to be moving Jalen Warren to RB2 at that point because Rico Dottle is going to be the guy who can cook for you. He's been cooking the last 2 years.
As a pure runner, yeah, for sure.
As a pure runner. And then you solidify the secondary with Quan Brisker and Jamel Dean. Now you're really going a little younger, you're going a little more fresher than you did before when you were getting Darius Slay and you were moving around, what's it called?
And Ramsey's still there. Ramsey's still there.
And then you had Darius Slay last year, I think, if I'm not mistaken, before you traded him away and he retired. So now you're going younger, now you're doing better. Obviously, the big thing is, do you have a quarterback? What's your quarterback situation? Who is it going to be? All that stuff. That's really the only downside to the things. But like I said, with the Daniel Jones things, it's about what the moves you've made. So they're moving like they have a quarterback set for the future.
Right.
But this is what you would want if you're a fan of your team. This is what you'd want for your team to do. You'd want to solidify these really big holes that your team had last year. So I think these are also very low contract moves. They're not the biggest like heavy duty deals. This is not going to break your bank or anything like that. So I actually think Pittsburgh Steelers, I would say, is my biggest winner. The other one that I would have thought about was like the Carolina Panthers, because I love the Devin Lloyd deal for super cheap, and I don't mind the Jalen Phillips. Yeah, I don't mind the Jalen Phillips signing at all. At $30 million, it just is a premium right now, so it's totally fine. But Pittsburgh Steelers wins it for me.
The Pittsburgh, I'm not mad at you at all. It's that I wanted to say, I knew your pushback would be quarterback, but fair enough. It's what moves you are making.
Yeah.
I really wonder who the quarterback's going to be for Pittsburgh, though. I really want to know.
I mean, if it's Aaron Rodgers, I guess it's okay.
That'll be fine.
That'll be fine. You got the mindset. I know Kirk Cousins is available. I don't want that.
Get Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is
less talented.
Yeah, let's go Aaron Rodgers over Kirk for sure. I'll definitely take that.
Alex, this is not exactly a QB class that you should be trading up for, but there's the rumors Ty Simpson might be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Is that something you like as a college football professor?
I like their quarterback that they have in their own locker room right now, Pittsburgh. I think Will Howard's is going to be a stud, but I don't know what's going on there. They're not giving him a shot. I think he could really turn some heads if they let him play.
I mean, they might give him a shot if Rodgers retires.
Man, I really hope that Will Howard does play. Yeah, he's really good. I hope they let him play. But Ty Simpson, I don't know, man.
It's in Alabama.
Yeah, it's tough to say because the type of system they run. Obviously, it's going to be like a quarterback friendly system, kind of like how Mendoza's coming out. How there's credit to that, but Mendoza is he's a lot different than Simpson. I mean, Mendoza's more poised in the pocket to me.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Alex, we're going to be transitioning off to MMA talk right now. So if you need to head out, because obviously that's not your forte.
Yeah,
brother.
Man.
Thank you for hopping on and sharing your thoughts, man.
All right, boys. Later.
Later, brother. Later, bro.
All right, get him out of here. All right. Now we can go into MMA talk. We can get some little bell-to-bell into segment into here. Milton recently announced UFC 328. Khamzat Chimaev, the UFC middleweight champion, will be defending his title against former middleweight champion Sean Strickland in the main events. Strickland recently came off a nice win over Fluffy Hernandez at Fight Night, Houston, Texas. So, right. Milton, was this the right move to make? was Strickland the right choice to go with as far as the next challenger for the champion?
100%. I don't think there was another move to make. Now, I have some dark humor jokes that would say that this is a very inappropriate fight right now, but and I think Sean Strickland's going to make it very inappropriate. But I think that's why they're going to do it. That's why they're doing it. I think it is the right matchup. Sean Strickland,
Okay.
well deserving. He's well sought after as far as UFC fandom, good or bad. He's sought after. At least people want to hear what he has to say, either to get riled up over it, hate it, love it, like whatever. And he's going up against Hamzat, the freaking boogeyman. Nobody wants to fight, even though he's the champ. You know what I mean? So I think because of how Hamzat won against Dricus, now people are like seeing chinks, if you want to call it that, or they're saying that, oh, I don't, it didn't look good the way he won. You know, it was a boring fight. Even for me, I didn't, what Hamzat was doing was literally just control. But overall, with this fight in general, what you're going to get is a guy in Sean Strickland that's going to press, going to make sure before the fight he is going to try to rile up Hamzat. That's not going to be hard to do. So that's going to be good or bad for Hamzat. But nonetheless, to answer your question, it is the right matchup. If you put, what's the brother's name? The French Arabian Imavov. Thank you. Imavov already lost to Sean Strickland, so you might as well put Sean Strickland in there. You know what I mean? Just let him get the title shot. Imavov could wait, or he could fight somebody. It is what it is. He'll be next anyway, as long as he stays up. Yeah, that's it. I would say it is definitely the right matchup, and it's a good one at that.
I miss you too,
That's what
puppy.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what it is. That's fatherhood, people. You make sure you like and subscribe.
I'll be in bed.
Share this around the world.
Love you.
Please. All right. He's back, the host.
He's tired.
Yeah, I already that lovey-dovey tongue. I know it, dude.
I'm tired, father.
No, he'll come. Junior used to come over here. I'll put it on this, and he'll be like, "I just want to go to sleep right here with you." I like to go over there. Get the what are you? There's lights all right here. What are we doing? Go to sleep. But anyways, go ahead.
But no, I mean, I guess you're right. Even though it did lose already to Strickland a few fights ago, it wasn't that long ago that the fight happened. It was, what was the last fight they fought? Let me see.
It wasn't too long ago, and this is more interesting anyway.
3 years ago. Okay.
Yeah. This is a more interesting fight.
Prior to becoming the champion, on his way to beating Strickland.
That was on his run. Yeah.
Adesanya, sorry.
Yeah. Izzy.
So, I mean, look, the only reason I probably would have just gone with Imavov is because we've had boring Sean Strickland title fights recently. If it was just, Imavov was winning and losing, blah, 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 or now he got the win streak, okay, maybe one thing. But we had Strickland beat Izzy, right? Then he goes off and loses to DDP. In a boring fight. Then he wins, right? I believe, and then he gets a rematch, loses again in a boring fight. So it's now a situation where I don't want Sean Strickland just to be receiving title shots just because he talks a lot. He gives the promotion a reason to just go like that. We've had talkers. Kobe Covington got 3 title shots, boring in 2 of them. We've had freaking Juliana Pena talk her way into a championship. She won one, and then she got her ass beat after that. So I just don't want to keep rewarding just talkers nonstop when there's other challengers in the division. If this was Sean Strickland's first title shot, that's one thing. This is title shot, number 3, 4? So now that's where I would feel is the tough part of the conversation. We're going to keep giving this guy a title shot just because the other guys don't promote.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. It's because of who else is in line. It's just Imavov, really. So
Right, but I mean, if we go by records of what they've been since, right? Since the Imavov fight, Strickland is 4-2. Imavov is 5-1, no contest.
right, but it's about competition too. Strickland was in title shots.
He beat Jared Cannonier, former title contender. He beat Chad's GOAT, Brendan Allen. He knocked out Israel Adesanya. And he just beat the nerd of the fighting nerds. So to be fair, that is a resume that says I deserve next. Now I believe the reason I believe the other reason why they didn't give it to him is because I think he's buddies with Hamza. And I think he might have mentioned he didn't want to fight with him, which would be stupid because what other reason do you have to be in this damn sport if it's not to be champion?
Well, that's interesting if that's true. Whoa. Wow. Yeah, that would be very interesting. Oh.
So we'll see from that. Jeff D. Lujan, our fantasy football champion, says, I got a loser. When you get your record broken by a guy named Bum Adebayo, this is what you are, a bum. Why are you disrespecting the dead? Why are you talking about Kobe like that, Jeff?
Wow. Wow. Like, Jeff, what the heck, man?
That's he hates Kobe.
Humor. Really?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, he hates Kobe. Overrated as hell. Doesn't think he's a top 20 NBA player.
Oh, yes. Okay, I remember I almost raged on one of your episodes long ago. Okay, fair enough. Yes, that is crazy. Jeff, that was when this is okay, memory serves. When he said, what did he say? Ginobili. He said
Danny Green is better. Ginobili's better.
I'll always remember that. I said, okay, yeah, this guy is absolutely just trolling. I should not be this upset. I should just relax right now. Let me calm down. Yeah, it's crazy.
Jeff takes the good. He takes the good gummies, just so everyone's clear.
Right. Yeah.
But what did you feel about the UFC 328 card in general? Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you feel overall about that card?
Let me see. Let me go.
So we have Chimaev versus Strickland, Alexander Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Acosta in the co-main event, Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley, Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Gostov, and Ateba Gatir versus Ozzy Diaz.
I'll tell you this, Jose. I'm glad this is not a pay-per-view. I'm glad this isn't $80.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's good for me. I love it. I'm definitely tuning in. But to pay, yeah, no. For a main card of a pay-per-view, technically no. But again, I get it. Paramount Plus, I think it's a normal in Vegas. Yeah. Fair enough. And you got the right matchups. You got heavyweight. What do they call a slugfest?
I think in that situation right there, with where these guys are at in their career, that's a heavyweight title eliminator.
Sure, Volkov on a roll, man. He beat Cyril Gane. Everybody, all right. Everybody remember this. I know he didn't technically, but whatever.
And we know Cortez Acosta is talking and fighting his way to a title shot.
Yep. I don't think he's all that good. Whatever. Not saying he's still an MMA professional fighter, but I don't think he's that good. But it's won the heavyweight division and he's winning, so I can't be upset at that. And Jan, I mean, I don't get this fight because it's a rematch, and I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah,
and it wasn't too long ago. I'm not a fan. I get Gautier because he's everybody hype guy right there. Okay competition, that's fair. Sean Brady and Joaquin Buckley is what I can't wait to watch. Because Sean Brady, honestly, I've said it about a lot of his teammates. They just suck over there. Okay? They got his grappler butt. It's grappler. His grappling is beautiful. His jiu-jitsu is fantastic. If he gets Joaquin down, Joaquin is a great grappler in his own sense as far as wrestling, though, not jiu-jitsu. He's getting choked out. But Joaquin's huge, man. He's also I can't wait for the main event, and I can't wait for the first fight on the main card.
Yeah.
But
All
yeah,
right.
overall,
Well,
the pay per view, yeah.
yeah, that would be interesting. Well, I guess you can call it how WWE fans call it premium live events. It's not. It doesn't
Premium.
cost you that much as a pay per view.
Right. You can't be. I'm not mad at it at all because
For
what we've
$13
done,
a month, no ads. I'm okay with that. Well,
I'll
UFC
take
still
it.
gives you ads, but yeah,
Still,
I mean,
it's fine. I'll take it. I'll still
totally
take
fine.
it. Oh, 100%.
Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We do truly appreciate
Please,
it when
please.
you do all that. And to close out the talk tonight, Milton, we have another fight booked for the most valuable promotions MMA
Oh
debut
yeah.
card.
Mhm.
As people know, if you're a MMA fan, you know that Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano is happening in 2 months.
Mhm.
The co-main event is still Francis Ngannou versus Felipe Lins, which is basically just a nice tune-up fight for Ngannou just to have there, respectfully. And then now, or maybe it's now been changed to the co-main event. Now they have added former UFC lightweight fighter Nate Diaz and former welterweight fighter Mike Perry, who's also having a run in the BKFC universe right now. Those two will be going at it as well. Milton, has this card with its triple headliner, as they're putting it out there right now?
All 5 rounds.
Is this getting more? Is this going to be better than the UFC White House? Now, when I say just in general, as far as concepts of fights, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
You know
like,
that,
is
right?
this going to get the most views, which is what
There you
both
go.
promotions are fighting for? Is this the card that's going to get the most views a month before UFC White House? It's going to kill them. Like, even White House is not even going to be able to touch it. Like, is this going to kill the UFC kind of internally?
Oh, okay. So, dang it. I was hoping you didn't go there. Well, no, nothing,
Okay.
nothing MVP, nothing, anything, and nothing any organization can do will do that to the UFC. And this is as a guy that hates the way UFC is doing business right now.
But is this
Hates the
putting
way
them
that
on
they
notice, I guess to say? Is this
no,
putting them on notice?
still no,
It's not.
still no. I am
Interesting.
so when you asked initially, when you started going more towards will it have more views? I think possibly. You have Ronda freaking Rousey, you got Francis Ngannou, and you got Nate Diaz and Mike Perry. You got, as far as name value for people that are just going to watch at a bar or watch with their friends or watch just because it's sad, whatever, right? Yes, it's going to be Netflix, MVP promotion. I think that possibly can happen. And I think it is probable right now, in my opinion. I think they will have more views, yes. Will that in itself put the UFC on notice? No, absolutely not. Because this can only last so long. It's always that. Every promotion that does something like this, it only could last so long. You're only going to pay this amount of fighters, and people are eventually going to say, hey, these fights kind of suck. Because you're not getting that. You're getting Mike Perry, Nate Diaz. Me and you could adore them, which I do, which everybody does. And it's going to be a good MMA fight. Both of these guys, if you compare them to anybody that's competent in the welterweight division, they're going to look foolish. They don't look like they will look like they don't belong. And then Ronda Rousey's going to be with Gina at a main event. Yeah, no. But yeah, to answer your main question, yes, I think it could get more views, but as far as putting anything UFC on notice, absolutely not. Nothing MVP can do will do that unless they do this for 2 years straight minimum. Let's say that. With one card, absolutely not.
I'm wondering because
Sure.
this is not a organization that's like signing fighters to be permanent their guys, right? This is like
It's just events.
because
Yeah.
MVP is just puts events, right? Like they have, I
Right.
believe, Amanda Serrano under contract, but that's like one of their boxers and stuff like that,
Sure.
and they pay
Fine.
and they get their contracts very well and stuff like that. But in a world right now, Milton, and the reason I bring this up is in a world where these fighters are going to be getting paid almost like if they were boxers, right?
Mhm.
Per fight contracts and whatnot and stuff like that. They're getting paid big bucks just for the one fight card. I don't know what I don't know if they've announced what the payout's supposed to be for like a Nate Diaz and Mike Perry, but I'd assume for them to Nate Diaz say maybe I'll put my UFC return on hold, or Mike Perry say I'll put my next BKFC fight on hold.
Sure.
It's
Yeah, I
got to
believe
be
you.
really good bucks.
I believe
Ngannou
you.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Ngannou's not fighting for cheap. We know that very much
Yeah.
right now, and
Yeah,
we
for sure.
definitely know Rousey and Carano won't fight for cheap as well. They won't fight to be, or they feel disrespected. I think,
100%.
and this is one of the big proponents where it's actually a good thing that Jake Paul has done. He's been fighting kind of behind the scenes and verbally into the media about MMA fighter pay, that they
100%.
don't get the respect they deserve, that they've been lowballed for their life. So the
Yep.
reason I'm bringing this up, where something like this can put UFC on notice, maybe not initially, Milton, but the reason I think it will is because if the fighters now know there's somewhere to go where I can get paid, oh, we got something. Because I'm no longer gonna be, now you're gonna have to negotiate with me if you really want me to justify for 40 and 40 per fight, right? 40 to
Mhm.
show, 40 to win, and such like
Mhm.
that. Or, if maybe you're Sean O'Malley, and let's say, I know it's not true, but
Well, he gets paid a lot.
let's say your contract is almost at the end, and you're only getting that $2 million that you're getting from the UFC.
Mhm.
But Jake Paul and MVP's offered me 10. Now we are having conversations to where, okay, because I understand Jake Paul's not the richest man in the world, MVP is not the richest promotion in the world, but you
Right.
have investors, you have marketing, you have all this
Sure.
stuff. That's how they're getting all this stuff done. Hell, a partnership with Netflix is great because that means Netflix is giving you money to put
Right.
them on here, and we know how loaded Netflix is right now,
Of course.
as being the biggest streaming service in the world today.
Sure.
So I think this is where they put the UFC on notice, Milton. I will take your fighters if you don't respect them well enough to pay them, as Ronda Rousey put it, living wages.
Mm.
So
Well,
I think that's
so
where I feel like they can really
yeah.
put them on notice. Because obviously, quality of fights, nah. I mean, probably
No, no, no.
not
We're,
really.
we're we're not even
Yeah,
talking about that. Yeah,
right.
we're on the same page there. We're talking about something specific. So to that, the reason I disagree is one with Ronda Rousey. So the people that's true, that statement, got to pay them living wages. The ones that are getting paid a low wage, guess what? Aren't going to be invited to get paid a lot on MVP promotion. That's why I say it's not going to be a thing. Sure, like Sean O'Malley, good point. If Sean O'Malley is on his last fight of his contract, sure, he could say, "Well, I don't want to freaking fight anymore. I'll fight this one time, and I'll get paid what I would be getting paid in 4 to 5 UFC fights." So fair enough on that. But a lot of fighters that's in the UFC do it for the competition and the prestige. They don't do it just for the biggest bag. That's the John Joneses of the world. That's the Sean O'Malley's possibly of the world. It's not the big high level guys in the UFC. If Jake Paul or anybody from MVP promotions comes up to them and asks them certain things on signing with them, they would probably laugh at them. Why? Because it's not a thing. UFC is. So there's a guy that I used to watch. You watch him. Well, we both definitely in MMA knows who the freak I'm talking about. Luke Thomas, right? Used to watch him every day. Now I don't watch him as much, but still still a fan though. I feel a fan of his work no matter what. He said something that I totally agree with, because he's on the proponent, which I think he goes a bit overboard, but that's neither here nor there. Of UFC being a monopoly, they are. Okay, that's why I say when you asked that last part, it said, "Will it put them on notice?" No, absolutely not. All your points are completely sound and valid. However, that's going to do absolutely nothing for the UFC. Absolutely, this can be the biggest success. That card, they're going to have to do this again 2 years in a row minimum for the UFC as an organization to say, we're in trouble, guys. I actually think this might be a problem. That's my whole point. This one event absolutely is going to do nothing. Some fighters, they're going to be like, look what they're getting paid. And guess what? They're probably either going to be already cut, or if they go over there, they're not going to get paid that much either. They're not the Nate Diaz. It's freaking Nate Diaz. They're doing purposely getting guys and gals that had huge names created because of the UFC. And then now they're away from the UFC. That's all they can really bank on is high level names, just name value and stardom. So yeah, UFC. I wish 100%, because that would make the UFC much more fair. I think it would make everything so much better. The fighters would be better. Everything would be better if it would make a difference. But it's absolutely not going to make a difference.
Well, I mean, you're right. If MVP would have to be a promotion that goes on for a couple years, puts out a fight multiple times a year. It can't be just one card per 4 months or such like that. It has to be, in this situation, probably every other month or something like that. And it has to be successful.
Brilliance, yes, for years, at least 2 years. Yes.
You don't like them signing Lorenz Larkin for a fight?
Oh, come on. See, no. A lot of it's don't get me wrong. I'm not like these boxing fans, these old school boxing fans. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. They're like, oh, I'm not going to, like with Jake Paul events or stuff like that, especially if it's free. I'm not going to watch that. That's not boxing. I am an MMA. I absolutely adore MMA. And I'm going to watch Netflix and watch this. Okay? What the heck? It's still MMA.
I think if they're saying I don't want to watch Jake Paul fights, I understand that. If I'm going to watch this MMA and card, then I'll watch it. I mean, I get it. Rousey Carano, 15 years too late, 10 years too late, whatever you want to go with.
Yeah, 100%.
But it'll still be intriguing because I know somebody's going to fight Stu Sloppy and get knocked out.
It would be quick. Yeah, no matter what, it's going to be for
Francis Ngannou is always a joy to watch. Never lost the UFC heavyweight title, and bad promotional malpractice by Dana White to just cut Francis Ngannou. Nate Diaz got set up to die in his final fight, and he actually looked good in that final minute of his fight, if you remember, with Leon Edwards.
That's funny. Yeah. Good times.
And everyone, even though everyone knew Leon won, Nate won everyone's hearts once again on his way out.
That's the BMF way.
That's right
there. It's the clicks.
So, I mean, I'll say this, Milton. I do believe, as far as the hype, just hype, not even and it's all because UFC White House set us down. Sorry, Freedom 250. I don't want to call you that. The name was stupid enough that's not helping.
I'm not
MVP MMA card is giving us what we were, not the fights we want, but a hype we wanted coming out of the UFC White House announcement. So I'm looking forward to that fight card in 2 months. It's going to be a hell of a card. Let me look it up right now. Is there a fight card that weekend from the UFC? It is Arnold Allen versus Milquezo Costa.
Milk Costa, huh?
Yeah, Milk Costa is gonna fight that same day as MVP MMA. So that'll be interesting.
How dare them? Come on, man. Both of that's a. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to.
A week after Chimaev Strickland. Okay, so we're gonna have back-to-back bangers probably, or snoozers. We'll see.
Wait. Oh, that's gonna be a good month. That sounds like it's gonna be a good month. That's good. It's very good.
I'm telling you. Hey, but of course, I mentioned it last week. I don't know if we'll probably have a preview card this week, so let's just talk about it real quick because I think our boy Chad's on vacation right now. We do have Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy in the main event of this weekend's card.
What a card. Okay. Yeah.
Title eliminator. Evloev Murphy on a roll. Both rightfully deserved title shots. If you don't know, Movsar Evloev is 19-0, ladies and gentlemen. Undefeated. And so is Lerone Murphy. He has technically got one draw in the so he's not technically undefeated, but he has no losses. 17-0-1. So someone will get their first loss unless some crazy no contest happens this weekend. But how hyped are you about this card? And remember, Milton, it's a London, so it's an early card.
Yeah, that's what I'm pissed at. Because what a card, front to back, to the for nerds, for people that keep up with the UFC, front to back to preliminary card of just a beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful day of fights. I wish I could say night of fights, but it's going to be a beautiful day of fights, and it's so freaking early. Oh gosh, it sucks. But all of it is just perfect. But main event, like you said it perfectly. It's two guys that should have both already had their title shot already, especially Evolov. Jeez Louise. But what an interesting match. It's your typical striker versus grappler. That's exactly what this is. And we're going to see who wins that bout. That's really it. Both of these guys are known decision kings. Of course, Murphy finally got that finish after he was losing to Aaron Pico, by the way. But he got the finish, spinning elbow, fair. A lot of times,
losing a 3-minute fight, by the way, is a hell of a statement, Milton.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is, unfortunately. With these guys, normally when it's two guys that are decision guys and they're completely opposite as far as styles, normally that's when the banger happens because you think it's going to be just a normal decision. Actually, no. One of these guys are going to finish and one of the guys is going to get finished. So I mean, a brilliant card. London really had a treat for them. They got what do they call it? A scone. Yeah. They got a scone here. Yeah, for us, it sucks. Damn it. I want to watch it so bad. I'm probably not going to.
Starts at 1 p.m. Main card starts at 1 p.m. So main event probably around 3:30, 3:15. Yeah. So I'll probably pull over from the side of the road and watch most of the card. I don't care about work. Right. They don't care. But no, that's gonna be a banger. The winner gets the next title shot against Alexander Volkanovski. Hopefully, because of how early this is, and if they don't take enough damage, we can get this for International Fight Week. Because what a banger that would be. Though I could also see it being pushed to August.
Of course. Let me also add that with what makes the matchup even more brilliant, obviously most deserving, both have an O, both haven't lost, like you already said. But also going up against Volk, the only competition, in my opinion, that Volk really has would be against these two.
And he wants both of them. He is not afraid. He's been asking for both of them, and they said, no, Diego Lopez.
I think both of them are the toughest matchup for him for obviously two different reasons. But skill set wise and how sound both of these guys are, even Evolov on the feet is fine. He's just, it's not a strong suit. They're comparable to Volkanovski. When I say comparable, Volk is one of the greatest of all time. But just all around, both of these guys are all around great mixed martial artists. Not, this guy has power like Diego Lopez. No offense to him.
No, for sure. Any concerns of Evolov being his first fight in about 15, 16 months?
Oh, dude, 100%. Yeah, that's if that wasn't the case, I would be pretty confident that Evolov's going to win. I promise you. I am a huge fan of Evolov. I understand he's not everybody's cup of tea, and I get why he's not. But I think the brother's brilliant. Yeah. Murphy is good. I just whatever. But because of that, yeah, you're right. And now I'm not confident at all because of that. Murphy's much more active. He's the hometown guy.
Yeah.
And Evolov, he better be. I hope he's ready. I hope he's ready for what's going to happen because it's going to be a tough fight for him for sure.
I completely agree. I think overall, we the fans are the winners. Going into this card, we also get MVP back in the cage at welterweight, rightfully so. He's been frustrated with the UFC. They're not using him well, so we'll see how this goes for him. We get Roman God, how do you say his last name?
Roman Dolidze. Roman
Dolidze versus Christian Leroy Duncan in a nice fun banger at middleweight.
Right.
So, guys, tune into this card. It's going to be a great card. Cody, if you're watching, listening live or on demand, the women's fights are the first 2 fights of the card, and then no more women's fights, so you can skip those if you like. The card starts for everybody at 10 a.m. in the U.S. and Central Time, I believe, or 9 a.m. I don't know.
And everybody, including, so you're going to be working too.
Prelim starts noon on the Central Time. Main card starts at 3 on Central Time. Okay.
On the preliminary card, Nathaniel Wood, a for sure banger, is going up against Lucine Kita. And that's going to be a wildly entertaining fight. You watch. And then also the co-main event is there for a reason, fellas. I called, and I'm not proud to say I called it for a lot of people. Wow. As far as like his debut, and he's most likely going to be a star in Paddy Pimblett. Not a fan really much anymore, but because the progress hasn't been there. But I knew he would be a star. This guy, Luke Riley, I'm not saying he's going to be a star like Paddy, but Luke Riley's skill level, be on the lookout. There's a reason why you probably don't know who the heck that is, and you don't know his opponent, but they're on the co-main event. Make sure you tune into that fight. Luke Riley is the up-and-comer.
There you go. Well, Milton, any final words before we close out the show tonight and head on to an interesting sports week as the San Antonio Spurs are whooping the Sacramento Kings' ass 62-34.
Oh, my gosh. Well, no, I don't. Like and subscribe every week. Always plan on Puro Pinche Sports being live, talking sports. Jose talks about it all, so make sure
I tried.
Show your support. All right. That's it. Yeah, that's all I got. I ain't got nothing.
Yeah, guys. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, like Milton said. We have a good time all the time when we're here talking sports. We are both MMA fans, both football fans. Obviously, when we can, we'll talk about some basketball. So I need to get some basketball co-hosts up here, guys, because I feel basketball is doing great. Alex loves baseball, but he needs some baseball friends. He can't. Me and Milton are not going to talk baseball with him. I know today was a classic, and I think the U.S. ended up catching up.
Yes. Oh, that was a funny thing that I wanted to. I didn't want to mess up your whole intro. You brought up. So U.S. is playing Venezuela.
Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs right now. They're down 1 score. They're right there where they can tie it or lose it. So,
isn't that crazy, man? Like the Venezuelan stuff that happened. Like we're playing them right now.
Yeah, we took away their dictator, and now they're whooping that candy ass. I love it.
They should be. I thought they liked that. I thought they were happy with us.
Hey, they're giving us their thank you in their own way with these freaking wooden bats. But Milton, they scored those 3 points early on. I believe the first 2 were in the first 5 innings, and then the third one was in this last inning. It was tied 2-2. Then Venezuela took the lead. So I guess now, I think there's 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Oh shit!
Okay,
it's going. I'm not watching the game. So stay tuned and we'll find out next week on Dragon Ball Z. No,
that's funny. That is brilliant. That was brilliant, man. Oh, goodness gracious.
But guys, like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. What is this? The dreads are diabolical, but hello, guys. I hope you're subscribed to at least say those beautiful words. I was kidding. And that's wrong with it, man? And I believe that's it, Milton. 3 strikes, they're out. Venezuela has won the game. He doesn't help you both doing well. So there you go. Venezuela has whooped candy ass in the World Baseball Classic. So there you go, baseball fans. Going into the MLB's next season, you're losers. But for Milton, for the Professor Isaac Cruz, I will say Garza. We are Puro Pinche Sports. We are out. Viva Mexico!